Hey guys, and welcome back to the kitchen, finally. We've done a lot of work in the kitchen since we've had a friend move in with us at the end of January this year. And we had to make some space to move him in, so I have done a lot of stuff off of camera. So that being said, let's take a look at what I've done and let's see if I actually made my goal of getting everything just on the one side of the kitchen. Let's go. Starting over here in our little weird cubby section, the whole ordeal that I was trying to do with the kitchen is everything on this side was food and everything down the way starts switching into actual kitchen appliances and silverware, utensils and stuff like that. So that being said, the only thing that's really kitchen-y on this side is the Ninja, and that's just because it's so massive and this is the only spot I could find to really fit it. We do have some extra food here for something that we're making soon, or even just stuff to refill the fridge because we know that, like for instance, our hot sauce is getting low. Up top, we have just some extra noodles. We have a ramen drawer here, and on the bottom, we just have like stuff like rice, extra mac and cheese, which we do make our own homemade mac and cheese, but sometimes quick mac is really nice to have. I do have a big pot up here because again, this is another one of those circumstances where it just doesn't really fit anywhere. In the cabinets is just some stuff that doesn't come out very often. We don't use them very often. Up here, we actually have some crackers. We're still in food, obviously. Our wonderful snack drawer. And of course on the bottom, because we are right next to the stove, I have put the pots and pans. We're starting to kind of slowly move out of kitchen stuff. The drawer in the bottom of the stove is also like baking pans and stuff, as well as the lids to my pots and pans. We have our cereal going on right here. Going to the last bit of food related items, we have our spices and such. This was actually supposed to be its own video. Of course, I had to get stuff done during my time away. I've got all matching little spice jars. Long term, I'd like to get some little pullouts for this. We'll see if we can get to that before I actually move into whatever our situation is going to be. But I thought this was really convenient. And up top, we actually have downsized our flour and sugar quite a bit to fit into smaller containers so that, again, whatever situation we move into, we are ready to go, whether it be a tiny house or just into the camper. Below the spices are some cutting boards, including a cheese cutter, as well as my rolling pin. It just kind of fit there. Underneath that is kind of extra baking stuff, cheese grater, things to measure with, stuff like that. It's kind of just the extras drawer, as well as our mixer in the black box. Now keep in mind, I'm well aware that our cabinets are falling apart and you can really see it in this drawer. They are old cabinets and we just have not gotten around to fixing them. Down below that were two drawers I really didn't know what to do with. This one I ended up putting any extra spices that didn't fit into the containers to be basically refills, as well as a bunch of canned goods because again, I didn't really have a proper place for them. They may move around, I'm not sure. And on the very bottom drawer, this is my sorry excuse for downsizing. These are all the cups that match my dishware set. I had a hard time letting them go during the yard sale, but I will work on trying to get rid of them, especially with them being out of sight, out of mind like this. It may help me cope with the ability to be like, all right, I haven't used them, I don't need them. But for now, they live in this drawer. Moving on down the line, we also have where everybody typically puts their cleaning supplies. It just comes with the territory. And here, we are officially away from food. We're not doing food anymore. This is all stuff to store food and put your food on your plates, your utensils. Everything that's plates, bowls, cups is all closer to the table, which makes the most sense to me, as well as silverware and such. And then on this side, coming back away from the kitchen table, is stuff to actually store your food in. In the drawer below, we have all of our quart freezer bags and stuff like that, gallon size, Reynolds wrap. And on the bottom, we have mixing bowls, our appliances. I have some stuff for serving, like a charcuterie board and such. And on this side, some bowls just for storage, toaster, so on and so forth. Out of all the moving around, I think that these two drawers, as well as the top two drawers down the way, are the drawers that I'm actually the least happy with. I'm not sure if they'll stay this way, but they might, because I'm pretty sure that Bam and our roommate are probably gonna lock me up somewhere and forget about me if I move things around one more time. last but not least, something that I actually really like and actually kind of helped me work through my depression at the beginning of our time away is our coffee and tea bar and drink bar, because we have hot cocoa stuff up here as well as our wine glasses. I do have a cutting board on the side here that's for specifically like lemon for your tea. Our friend likes the occasional espresso, and he's got his little espresso machine here as well as his grinder here. We do have a couple little drinks here. He keeps his extra espresso, and as well as our hot cocoa is here and mixes and stuff. My tea drawer. And finally down here, we do have an extra countertop here that I bought for making doughs and stuff like that. So we're not doing it directly on the counter because that weirds me out a little bit. I'm weird, I know. And then just some extra supplies in the back. It's kind of our little clutter zone. We do currently have some plasticware. The plasticware was mostly just to get us through when we first moved our friend in. We had a lot of moving around to the house to do. We're not typically people who like to use plasticware. We're actually trying to run out what's left of what we had. But it just made it easier on dishes, so that way we weren't doing dishes all the time and we could focus on what we had to get done. At the end of the day, I made my goal. All of our kitchen related stuff is on the one side of the kitchen. Everything down the way is just everything else. We've got games, we've got dog supplies, there's candle stuff down that way too. And if you wanted to make any kind of argument, it would be on our lunch pails, but my argument to that is if we get to the point where we want to be, we will be self-employed and not need those lunch pails. So storing them in a kitchen wouldn't really have to be a thing. I feel like we've done a really good job getting all the kitchen stuff on the one side. I feel like I'm at a point where we could move anywhere at this point, into the camper, into a tiny house. We're ready for that situation. There could be some things that we could downsize more if we needed to, but I'm pretty happy with how everything went, even the extra little coffee bar thing, whatever. So that being said, if you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you want to see more downsizing content, we are doing lots of downsizing to get to a smaller living space. So don't forget to subscribe. Aside from that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming